Hello family, welcome back to the Ebony Odyssey. My name is Jermaine Long and I am a servant of the Most High God. I really appreciate you for coming along, and as always, enjoy the journey. Today's message is titled, Is Africa for you or against you? For you or against you. And the support scripture for my message today is 1 Samuel chapter 18 verse 25, and it says, Saul said, Say thus to David, the king takes no pleasure in any bride price except for 100 Philistine foreskins to be avenged on the king's enemies, for Saul planned to cause David's fall by the Philistines' hands. Man, what am I getting out of this today, right? Oh, well, we have learned that David is getting a little bit of praise. Saul is getting a lot of bit jealous, right? The people are saying Saul is taking out the thousands, but David is taking out the 10,000s, the myriads, right? And that jealousy comes. I spoke on this a couple of days ago about when you're here on the continent of Africa, you might see that. You might start to feel that from the love that you get to the jealousy that comes with it. And the people for you can be against you at the same time. Just like Saul, he was for David because David was a good warrior. He could go out and slaughter all the Philistines and help the children of Israel and promote the kingdom. And David could also, calm that evil spirit that God had sent upon Saul to torment him, right? David could do all these things. So Saul was for that, but he wasn't for David getting that shine. Just like sometimes you're here and, at first they're for you getting your money. Then they might be against it because you might be getting a little bit more than them. Your lifestyle is a little bit more than them. And it's unfortunate, right? We all try to come here and we try to do things together to move up, to move forward. And we don't mind. A person that has left America probably doesn't mind helping somebody else come up the same way. It's just when we're taking advantage of, that's when things begin to sour for us as Americans, right? The taking advantage of, right? And sometimes in the situations that I have been in, the people that are with me are against me at the same time. The people that might help me find something are still talking to a lawyer to help set me up at the same time. How do you deal and how you live with that type of animosity or betrayal that comes from that? How do you overcome that? That's what is really the question of how you survive Africa. Because you have to understand what's coming up against you. I had that conversation with many people. And like I always tell them what God said, it's not about the flesh and blood, but it's the principalities, powers, and wicked spirits in heavenly places. We don't wrestle against that flesh and blood, but these spirits that become evident in the people that we are around because of our success. The Most High is bringing people maybe out of a land and placing them back in a land flowing with milk and honey because we're able to see the potential and we're able to produce the fruit quicker based on where we've come from. When someone has been tilling the soil their whole life and not able to accomplish the things that we have, it breeds a bit of jealousy and resentment. And we need to be mindful of that coming here. No matter if we can produce 100 foreskins, as this thing say, right? We might slay 100 dragons, but still the king is going to be conspiring with other people to take us down. How do we get past that? We only get past that with the Most High. We only get past it with his help, with his wisdom, with his understanding. We can't get through it in our own power. Like the situation that I find myself in, trying to get over at this certain stage of the game. I can't fight against people that is corrupted by a spirit, and this spirit is on that person and that person and that person. I'll give you a little bit more detail later on, but you're fighting against a powerful spirit and it has controlled the minds of these people. But you knowing God, you can easily depend on him and remove yourself from the worry, the doubt, added frustration that comes along with these things. We have to be diligent and take care of our business, and we get in our feelings, right? I know I have been there. I've also been at a place where I can allow God to win. I can allow God to get that victory. I can go and sleep peacefully knowing that God has already set up things for me to be provided for and for me to move forward. Whenever this storm passes, God gets the glory because I can't get through it without him. That's for sure. I wouldn't have what I have now without him. That's for sure. And whatever I do next with him, you better be for sure knowing that he's in it. You need to have God in it before you have a partner, before you have your spouse, before you have your children. Anything going in this first, when you're making a dish, it has to have God in it, right? That's like putting love in your cooking, right? I was telling my family that, when I do a dish, I'm always trying to add more next time. Let me do a little bit more. Let me bring out the flavor just a little bit more. And the more we add God in our plans, he brings it out just a little bit more. We get closer to those goals that he has planned for us. We walking in a certain direction, but we don't really know how it's going to turn out until he seasons it. He puts it at the right temperature, because we usually ready to turn it up, make it too hot, burn the dish. He puts it at the right temperature. He places in the right seasonings to create the perfect flavor so that we can succeed in the land that we have come out of, that we're trying to come back to. We need to understand who he is and allow him to lead us. So think about it. But family, again, I appreciate you for coming along, and as always, enjoy the journey.